How many times during the course of the Newfoundland trip did your dad repack his stuff?
It was more than a dozen.
Okay, I want to thank you for your time. I know you're really busy. Your dad said don't call him, he's busy.
One thing we need to do is learn how to say what Newfoundland or how. He says it different. He says it like 3 different ways.
See, they put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Okay, today we're getting ready to start our trip around Newfoundland. And we're off.
But I think we found when we got off the boat that what we should have done is packed a bag for the boat, taken that bag onto the boat so that we could be ready to ride when we came off, because
For your first day riding.
for your first day
Like a
ride.
go bag.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So-
Because you're rushed when you're getting off the boat. They're trying to get everybody to move fast. So we didn't pack that way. We left some of our stuff in the machine. Some of our stuff we took up to the room with us. We didn't get everything we needed. And then you can't go back down to the machine the entire 16 hours you're on the boat.
Well, so you mentioned the go bag. What would you have packed in the go bag?
Whatever I was going, the stuff to shower and shave and all that stuff on the boat, some clothes to wear on the boat, and what I was going to wear to ride
Riding gear.
the next day.
Okay.
And then any
Either that or-
camera gear.
Either that or if take the stuff for the boat and have readily accessible in a bag in your machine when you got down to your machine to throw riding gear on. If you're throwing, like you got a riding suit that you put on, the bibs, have that readily accessible. Either take it with you on the boat, and if you don't have room, readily accessible on the, as you can see in our, when you put the video, how everybody packed.
Right. So we had to stop once we had to get off the boat, out of the parking area, get off to the side of the road, which happened to be a little busy with everybody else leaving, and then we had to kind of get ready.
Yeah, because
On the side of the road.
we got off the boat, we got off the side of the road, and then here comes all the cars that were in the trucks that were on the boat.
And I think looking at the videos of other people that have done this trip, and maybe it's just a perception, but it doesn't look like anybody's in a hurry to get off the boat and get on the island when they're on time. But because of the turnaround on those boats, I mean, that boat's got to load and go back, and it was like a rush, mad rush. Everybody went right at once to the stairs, and we're in line, and it was like you're at Cedar Point. And
It's kind of like the Titanic on its way down.
yeah.
And there was no wait time. And when we got down there, and they were already moving us off so they can get the cars off.
Yep.
So there was no wait time for us.
So
on that.
in that case, we would have been better prepared if we had a go bag, and
We
we
very
would
easily
have
could
pulled
have. We very easily could have done that because we all came in trucks. You throw the to-go bag in your machine while you get it on the boat, and then you grab it off when you get it.
boat left late, get off the boat late, worrying about getting to the hotel. So yeah, it in the back of my mind, we have to hustle. 90 miles is a long time to go. Right here's where we come up to some of the people we met on the boat on the way over. They had gotten ahead of us probably while we were sitting on the side of the road.
They did. They went screwing by us. They probably had to-go bags.
No, and the thing I remember about these guys too, they weren't going all the way to the hotel where we were.
Right. Yeah.
They stopped short somewhere.
Yeah.
It was a nice little viewing spot there.
Used to be old train tracks. So like we're going over a land bridge right here. Well, the train would go over that.
Yeah.
You know, but on either side, it's beautiful, beautiful scenery as you're traveling those trails.
Yeah, I was amazed by how many like huge rocks are just like sticking out of the middle of these ponds and lakes.
Yeah.
And,
you know, if we had all kinds of extra time, if we had extra time, this would be a trip where you could go and spend a month crossing that. Maybe not a month, but you know what I mean.
Well, if you could stop and maybe take a day and go fishing.
Yeah.
Take another day, take a boat out on so
Keith fishing.
Keith, he wanted to fish. We never gave him a chance.
Yeah, we did. And then we went to the spot right next to the sign that said no fishing here.
Yeah, that was kind of comical.
Oh my God,
there's no fishing on this side of the little dam, and you can fish on the other.
Hey, your buddy.
Well, the one guy came out and pointed it out to us.
Hey, your buddy over there, he can't be fishing over there.
Yeah. We're like, you can't fish there.
And he literally could have just turned to his left and cast a line, and it was fine. Until we're hauling the mail, trying to get there. It was an overcast day, so kind of felt like it was getting dark, and then the sun comes out, and it doesn't seem like it's getting dark anymore.
Yeah, but again, the comment about all the water. It's just like I keep going back to you're so in awe of where we're at. I mean, we live around water, and we've been to other nice places, but this is kind of like the first thing we ever wanted to do. It was like the number one bucket list for me.
Well, what's kind of interesting if you think about this. Think about all the trips that we've done so far. This was going to be our first trip.
Yes.
And if this would have been our first trip, there could have been more disaster than
way more disaster
that we had based off of the things that we learned.
Yes.
And how we pack and travel, and even just thinking about gas. And I mean, just simple things, or.
Well, like the way we started though, like in New Hampshire first, where we were staying in cabins and hotels, and we weren't camping.
Right.
If we would have came to this and had to camp right off the bat, we'd have been in a whole lot of trouble. Like we learned there how to ride. We learned in the Upper Peninsula how to pack. Right.
Yeah.
Like it worked out for the best.
one thing that stuck out to me, but you know, we met a lot of nice people on the way up. The 2 days camping, going up to Nova Scotia. Nice people on the boat, but when we got on the island, everybody we encountered, it was refreshing to know that there was still people out there that would engage in conversation. And anytime I talk to anybody back in the States, they ask me how was the trip or whatever, the first thing I say is the people were just, everybody we met. I didn't meet any mean people, any people that ignored us. Everybody was interested in talking to us. And here we met two different groups. The guy in the travel trailer, and he had a rmax 4-seater, or Wolverine, I think it was, right? Well, Wolverine. 850?
Yeah, Wolverine.
On a rack that right away the rack stood out. It had a white truck just like Greg's.
Well, mostly because it was on top of his truck.
Yeah.
Bed and on top of the cab.
And then while we're talking to him, you guys also start talking to, what was his name?
Patrick.
Yeah.
With what was the
bubble.
The bubble? Yeah.
Yeah. He had a luggage rack on top of his machine, and it was called the bubble. From when they traveled around, I think during COVID or something, wasn't it?
Yep.
And he had us all sign his bubble. We gave him a sticker and business card with all of our stuff on it. Super nice guy, looked like Leslie Nielsen.
And we ended up running into him a few times on the trail. But like that first guy with the travel trailer, he's from a group, NLATV, Newfoundland and Labrador ATV Club.
Greg, tell us a story about Lincoln.
About Lincoln?
Yeah.
You mean Chalupa?
Chalupa?
Chalupa.
What's that about?
That's his new name.
Okay.
So yesterday when we checked onto the boat and got our rooms, well, I went out of the room for a few minutes, and when I came back, Wayne and Chalupa were gone. And I had to go to the bathroom.
Uh-oh.
I opened up the lid on the toilet, and here was this biggest chalupa I could ever see.
Oh.
It was this long and this big around. It was lodged in the hole sideways. just hanging out there. And the only thing next to the toilet was the cleaning brush. There wasn't a plunger or anything, and I thought, would I just stick my hand in there and push it down? So I grabbed the toilet brush, and I wrapped toilet paper around it, and I had to shove that thing down in the hole. Now, the bad part about this whole thing is, have you been on a boat before, John?
Not like that, no.
No. What is it about the differences between that toilet and our toilets at home?
Well, that toilet had like mega flush to it.
It had mega flush, lots of suction.
Yeah.
But could not flush chalupa.
Oh, my word. So now...
Are you embarrassed?
Now he is the Chalupa.
Chalupa.
Sweet. What up, Chalupa?
So you may have noticed at the beginning of the video when we posted the trip on the map, we use a program called Gaia GPS. And you see on our trip from Argentia to Clarenville, it shows the distance we traveled at 91.7 miles, total time that it took to get there, 7 hours, 24 minutes. That doesn't include stops and things like that. That's just the total time. But as you scroll down through, it does tell you that we were moving 5 hours and 27 minutes, and we were stopped for about an hour and 56 minutes. Our average speed, 12.3, moving speed, 16.7, and at times we got up to 41 mile an hour. Now, we don't use just Gaia. We've used Polaris Ride Command. We've used our Adventure Pros as well. 3 of us have Adventure Pros in our units now. But this one seems to be the most popular amongst our group. We also wanted to point out that we couldn't hope to include all the information needed to plan such a trip in our videos. We couldn't talk about every place that we stayed or we ate and the great experiences that we had. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Also, Rob does a great job of planning our big trips. He's also used resources provided by other YouTubers as well. We've included links to our itinerary, as well as border crossing information and some packing ideas in this video.
How much?
Hey,
Yeah,
you got your money's worth last night, didn't you?
I got more than my money's worth last night.
Yeah, I know. Robbie, did you see the carpet on the ship? John and Chris were wearing marks in the carpet in the galleys back and forth to the buffet. For dinner.
Yeah, but turn that thing around. But there was also a trail from the dessert bar to Greg's chair.
So when you see us get out the boat on the video, we'll have to pull over, and there's a short clip on there. But I know I spent a good time going through all my stuff to get out what I needed.
Which time?
Right when we got off the boat.
Which time did you go through your stuff, though?
That time when we got off the boat. Quit being a smartass.
How many more times did you go through your stuff?
Not much, just when I needed to.
Oh.
Do you have video proof of that?
Wait a minute. Call Nino.
Yeah, I had to pack for 3 large people.
Hang on a minute. Just.
What's up, young man?
Nino. We're in the part of the video where we get off of the boat and your dad is repacking his stuff.
Yes.
How many times?
Second or third time?
I'm sorry, can you say that again louder?
Yeah, second or third time.
Okay, so that was before we ever got off the boat, right? How many times during the course of the Newfoundland trip did your dad repack his stuff?
It was more than a dozen.
Okay.
Jerry, Wayne, and Greg was a threesome. You get a better deal.
What kind of group is this?